Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Subramaniam Maslamani. I'm a Tamil. Today my topic is time for Tamils to look beyond and give our great culture to the world. Our mission is to encourage Tamils all over the world to come together as one community and form a synergistic social, economical and political high trust entity that will empower every Tamil to become a great citizen with self-esteem, self-respect and self-sufficiency to attain a new state of freedom. About 3 months ago, at a checkout counter, a Chinese-looking girl spoke to me in Tamil. Inge vango, inge vango. So I went to her and spoke in English. She told me, Tamil kada ingo. Speak to me in Tamil. She spoke so well, I was shocked and I was proud. Then another day, a white man at a coffee shop, he said, Vanakkam, kopi vangava vandu nikkrீர்கள். Did you come to buy coffee? He told me he's a bus driver and the Tamil students taught him to speak Tamil. He spoke very well. Then I went to my customer of mine and this African brother said, Vanakkam, enna indrekku sunakam. Why are you late today? So, why are these people taking time to learn Tamil? Why not Chinese or Hindi? I guess it's our integrity, determination, perseverance and hard work that makes us irresistible. Have you ever seen a spider web? You remove it and within hours it will be rebuilt. What does it tell you? Tamils, bankers love us, politicians like us, and the business leaders cherish us. Why? There is something in us that we don't know but others know. There is some world-class nature in us. The trouble is that we didn't take time to teach our Sinhalese brethren our greatness, or they have been misled by their religious and political establishment. The Sinhalese do not know that they are being scapegoated and sacrificed by their pseudo leaders. But we have a great opportunity now that they are among us and they will soon hook on to our great cultural features and build a great life for them. Invite them into your homes. Show them who we are. Do not fear them. They are humans too. It is we who have to salvage them from the spell they are bound into. We have to rescue them from the cyclops that holds them in the dungeon. We have to show them that there are better ways to conduct our lives instead of serving the sheikhs in the Middle East and visiting tourists. God has given us unlimited wealth and also given us the brain, mind and body to harness the wealth of the universe. We can create great things and great quality living by employing our hands, minds and brains. The freedom of Tamils depend on how effectively we get the Sinhalese people around us and away from their leaders. We also have to write a code of ethics like the Bible or a Quran, so that we have a reference which will keep us committed to one faith. In the home front, the diaspora must exert its social, economic and political pressure in the South Asian region so that the Tamils in Sri Lanka, Singapore, Malaysia and South India are recognized as important players in the region. The Sinhalese in Sri Lanka may try to reintroduce terrorism to frighten India, but the battle will be fought in the boardrooms with briefcases. If Sri Lanka cannot comprehend the new direction, there is very little we can do except take the Sinhalese people to our side and offer them better solution. In fact, the diaspora must finance both Tamils and Sinhalese at the same time. The progress that is being made by the diaspora grows by leaps and bounds, and this wealth has to be invested wisely in South Asia to bring about political freedom to 65 million Tamils. We have to help our people in the region in education and advanced technology, but not into maid service and tourism. Communities must be educated to understand life better. Money alone is no factor in deciding civilized living. People have to become socially and politically conscious and conversant. I do not think either Sinhalese or India will do that to the 65 million Tamils. It is the duty of the diaspora to provide financial and intellectual assistance to our folks. The Sinhalese political establishment and the religious establishment may revive the threat of terrorism to stay in power. But it is the skill of the diaspora to convince the Sinhalese that their economic emancipation depends on how they interact with the Tamils. The two very salient features of Tamil culture is the strict adherence to transgenerational family and the wealth wisdom balance. It is the strength that gives this community, it is this strength that gave this community the power to withstand barbarian invasion. Imagine if not for the diaspora, they would have been buried in pits. But the diaspora stood up to it. We must be eternally grateful to the constitutions and the leadership of the Western nations, especially that of Great Britain and United States. We owe them a lot. The problem in Asia is compounded by the Chinese disregard for human life and human rights and Indian discrimination and segregation. Economic emancipation is not the entire measure of the success of any nation. It's only part of it. But there are several social factors that need to be considered to be a successful community. Tamils in Sri Lanka and elsewhere must stand steadfast, firm and resolved. Do not be fooled by the offer of Sri Lanka, China or India. They should take care of their people first. India and China may be big in population, but small in land area per head. Their wealth has to come from outside. They are more dependent on the West than people think. Tamils in their own traditional way must learn to live without a government. Governments are good if they do right things. But did Sri Lanka ever had a proper government? Do they know how to govern a civil society? When a government fuels civil riots and state terrorism, it is not a government, it's a curse. Mind changes with circumstances, but hearts are rooted in the universe. So when people change their mind, they can change again. But hearts do not. You are born with it. Why am I saying this? Because don't be fooled by the change of mind of the Sinhalese and their leadership. They do not have the heart to accept Tamils as equal and free. If at all we have to live with them, it is through covenants and irrevocable agreements and contracts, not with trust and understanding. Since Tamils are about 70 million strong, but without a nation of ours, we had to invent new forms of governments to take care of our needs. That is where the borderless transnational government will be of help. It is a way for the minorities worldwide to air their grievances to world governments. We must also build our social, political and financial assets so that we will be listened to. Money and size matters. We also have to demonstrate to the world that we are great people who can be trusted with responsibility. It's the duty of every Tamil to participate in community building. Always remember, the fish that jumps out of water always dies. I have seen people who step outside the community and destroy themselves. And to conclude, as I always say, Tamils, unite, stay together, work hard and never ever give up. I am Subramaniam Maslamani, a world-class Tamil powered by convictions, commitments and conscience.